Hey everyone, it's Wolfgang. I wanted to talk to you about growing and scaling up your business. The goals are to grow and increase cash flow. A lot of businesses have cash flow problems. Grow the size of the area that you service, and grow profit by focusing on the most profitable segments. So let's start with cash flow. Some businesses think that they need to give 30, 60, 90-day payment terms to customers. Some industries use that as a standard. If you've never questioned that, it's a good thing to start asking if that can be improved upon. Basically, if you've ever had to factor your accounts receivable, it's usually because you've given favorable payment terms to customers and they're not paying. They're not paying in a timely fashion, and you run out of money. Your cash flow suffers. A lot of cash flow problems in businesses is because of that reason: slow or no paying customers. By the way, for anyone not familiar with the term factor, companies can sell their accounts receivable, the amount that customers owe them, they can sell them or factor them for less than their worth to companies called factoring companies that buy accounts receivable at a discount. If you've ever had to factor your accounts receivable and take in less than their worth, you're having cash flow problems, and this is a very common source of that issue. So one of the things you can try is you can run an experiment with your next 5 to 10 customers and see if you can get them to adhere to new payment terms. For example, you could offer a 2% discount if they pay within 72 hours, 3 days. If you have big ticket items, a lot of customers will jump at that. And it's much better than having to sell that account receivable for a lower price later. So in addition to a 2% discount, for that trial, those 5 to 10 customers you're experimenting with, do not offer the 30, 60-day, 90-day payment terms, even if that's the industry standard. If you have customers who insist on lengthy payment terms, the vast majority of them will wait till the last minute to pay, if they pay at all. So in general, you want this type of customer buying from your competitor. You want your competitors to have cash flow problems, right? You want to gradually switch your business to favorable payment terms using incentives and simply not offering these lengthy payment terms. Okay, so if you get your cash flow problems fixed, this is one way to do it. That puts more cash into your business, and the cash flow is how you pay for marketing, for inventory, and for payroll. So if you fix this problem, it frees up money to go after a larger customer base. We're trying to scale the business up. We've fixed cash flow. We want to grow the size of our customer base, but we want to do it profitably. So this next step, what we want to do is we want to look at our most recent 12 months of customers. Take all the receipts, put them in groups, break even or loss, somewhat profitable, and profitable. And once you figure out who the most profitable customers are, figure out what their demographic is. And by demographic, I mean age, gender, ethnicity, and so on. And also zip code. What parts of town are giving you the best profit? And then once you've grouped your customers into those 3 groups, break even or unprofitable, somewhat profitable, and very profitable, you want to spend the most of your marketing budget on the most profitable group. Companies have limited resources, including marketing money. We should be spending the majority of our marketing budget on the most profitable customers because it's the best return on investment. And to give you an example, who does Porsche target in their marketing? Porsche high-end cars. So there's certain zip codes in regions of the country that Porsche is not marketing to, right? There's certain demographics. There's certain age ranges that tend to buy high-end autos. Porsche is not spending a penny on zip codes that are not part of their best customer. So that's just an example of grouping customers, knowing who you're selling to, and then de-emphasize customers that are break even or losing you money because your limited resources of your company, money, employees, operations, the opportunity cost of missing out, devoting those resources to the most profitable customers is a mistake. Okay. So once you've figured out these groups, you can do a population study on that particular segment. Because the next thing to do besides figuring out who the most profitable customer is, we want to figure out who in our region is there who fits that profile. Basically, when we want to identify areas that we might expand into. So you can get a population study for your region, and this is obviously going to involve areas outside your normal service areas. But there are a lot of profitable areas you're not marketing to and you're not servicing. When you have higher profits and better cash flow, you can afford to service a larger area. That frees up money to be able to do that. So you get a cash flow study for your region, a population study for your region, and you find out where all the most profitable customers are, and you start marketing to them, to those zip codes. So you can market to zip codes in a few different ways. First, if you want to email to specific zip codes, you can do a search online for email list by zip code. And you can actually send emails to specific customers who live in those zip codes, your most profitable customers. You can do door knocking in those zip codes. You can direct mail. Obviously, you can target specific addresses for those zip codes for the most profitable customers. For online ads, for digital marketing, do a search on digital marketing by zip code and search on online advertising by zip code. And you can learn how to target digital marketing to specific areas that are the most profitable customer. So we're going to expand into those new zip codes. We found the most profitable customers. And so we're going to expand our service area. It's basically boils down to this: find out who the most profitable customer is, get more of them, right? Because we're trying to grow and scale the business. So the next thing you want to work on is employees. You want to group employees into deadweight and enthusiastic. Just roughly at the beginning, you want to start there. Some employees you're probably fully aware of show up for a paycheck. They're 5 minutes late to show up in the morning. They leave first at night. They're just there for a paycheck. Other employees are more enthusiastic. So if you decided to increase your service area for your business, who is more likely to be willing to take on more work if they're given some incentives? It's not the deadweight employees. So generally, you want to figure out how to move the employees who are just along for the ride for a paycheck out of your business, and you want to give these employees, the ones who are more enthusiastic, some incentives, bonus, vacations, so that they'll be willing to work a little more to get to the employee goal of $200,000 a year. We want $200,000 a year in revenue from employees. I've looked at this. A lot of companies are running at $100,000, $60,000, $80,000 of revenue annually per employee. It's very difficult to stay profitable that way. You want at least $200,000 per employee, and you do that by figuring out who the most loyal, enthusiastic employees are, asking them to work, a bit extra in exchange for vacations and bonus incentives and other incentives you can do. Generally, if that type of employee, the enthusiastic kind, sees that you're fixing the cash flow problems in your business, because a lot of companies have this problem, and they see that you're targeting on your most profitable customers, they're going to get in tune with the fact that you're trying to improve the business, and that gets them interested. That makes them more aligned with what you're trying to do. So the financial incentive, a vacation financial incentive, I've got a relative who she's so highly valued. Every year she makes the President's Club and gets a nice vacation. Her family goes to Europe constantly. They go on cruises. And generally, if you offer these kinds of incentives, they don't have to, it cost a lot. But because these employees are going to be taking on some extra work, we're trying to get to $200,000 in revenue per employee. Giving them incentives can move that ball, can get you moved along that direction. So back to what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to increase the cash flow. We're trying to grow the size of the area that we serve and focus on the most profitable customers. And one thing we want to do is the last 12 months of customers, we've already figured out who the profitable customers are, the moderately profitable and the most profitable customers. We want to maintain those, right? We're experimenting with some new customers with new payment terms. The existing customers, we want to hold on to them. We want to actually eliminate servicing unprofitable or break-even customers. And here's why. Your business has limited resources: time, money, the operation of your business. there is a trade-off. There's an opportunity cost if you're devoting those resources to customers who are break-even or unprofitable. You're better off devoting those resources to profitable customers. So you actually want to eliminate servicing of break-even or unprofitable customers. And a lot of business owners don't really think that way. They think in terms of, I can't have too many customers. I need all the customers I can get. That's not correct. If you go through this analysis and you figure out which of your customers are not helping your business, you've got limited resources. You need to redeploy those resources to a more profitable customer. And you want your competitors selling to this unprofitable customer, not you. We're trying to grow and scale the business. If you have better cash flow and higher profits, that will enable you to grow and scale the business. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I want to thank everyone for watching and have a great day.